All right, cool guys, thanks so much. So I just want to give you a quick presentation on iGMS. It's our channel manager that we use for our company in both South Africa and in Kenya. Okay, so first of all, this group obviously here is a very large, like short-term rental channel management sort of, volume and needs. So your business could absolutely do with iGMS, but I'm sort of presenting from a small business point of view. So it may not be relevant for all of you, but maybe you know someone that it is relevant for. So just putting it out there. All right. So let's see. Okay, so just to give you a quick background of us, so we are an Airbnb-focused management company, and we're mostly based in Cape Town Central and on the seaboard side of Cape Town. But we're also in other areas for farm stays and safari lodges, and we've recently expanded into Kenya with the expansion plan to firmly root into East Africa. So that's Kenya, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Uganda, Somalia. And we aim to deliver our guests the best travel experience and our owner clients a top-notch full-service asset management solution, because it's not just about guest experience or the holiday rentals, it's also about managing the assets correctly. And so we were talking about accounting stuff, and one reason our clients love us is because we do a lot of tax-heavy lifting for them. So it's got a great stickiness to it as well. Our occupancy rate is 98% on any given day. Currently we manage about 25 plus properties, and we've got 8 employees. So I've also been a client of iGMS for 2 years, so I'm just going to start to share my firsthand experience with you to inform you about this channel manager. Okay, so our mission, what sort of our business goals are, is we manage units for owner clients professionally, easy, and hassle-free. Much like yourselves, likely. Our goals make both sets of customers happy and satisfied with the results, because in this business you actually do have 2 sets of customers. Obviously, you guys already know this stuff there, but just for everyone else, our customers are the guests and the owners, and we also deal with all the client communications that happen at all stages from both the owner clients and the guests. And we maximize owner rentals both in price point and occupancy rate, because in this business, a room night lost is a room night lost. You can't get it back. It's not like selling t-shirt stock. Once it's over, it's gone. And we also a big goal, a part of our business model, is to run an ethical and sustainable based business. So we're not just here for uber profits. We're here to be long term, and we're here to make an impact in a variety of ways. Okay. All right, so our challenges, so we've been doing this since 2015. Things that slow us down, it's about time for us. We got to a place where I feel like a lot of people, you have to choose. Sometimes you have more time, sometimes you have more money. And we got to a point where we had more money and we didn't have enough time. So we needed to sort of flip the switch in that sense. I personally was spending up to 7 hours a day dealing with guest communications. It was overwhelming. We were managing property calendars with a huge amount of fear and anxiety because of double bookings, because we like to run a very competitive occupancy and booking strategy. Every night I want booked. That's, turn and burn, heads and beds. And we couldn't do it at the pace that we wanted to do it at, because we were so fearful of double bookings, because we didn't have a proper channel manager at that time. And so just the fear alone was crippling our business. And also cleaning coordination was a huge stress. We would have to spend so much time checking in with people. Hi, Kuzi, are you coming? Hi, Lister, are you coming? Hi, all this stuff. And it was becoming very cumbersome. Now they have the ability to check these things themselves on iGMS. And also everyone hits a point in their business growth where they're thinking of getting a third-party software and channel manager tool for their business, and for the team to use it as a group. And so it's difficult when you're making a decision as one person, when you're actually making a decision for your whole fleet. So it was quite scary. And also that with the added pressure of you can't miss a beat, and everyone needs to be accessible all the time, and you need to increase your revenue more than what it costs per month for the channel manager. The juice must be worth the squeeze. And so I just wanted to share with you that also every listing that we have put on iGMS has not only become more occupied, but more profitable. That was a huge breakthrough. I wouldn't have thought was going to happen like that. I thought, okay, it's going to actually decrease my profits a bit, but I'll have sanity back. So that's great. Nope, made the units more profitable. So next thing. Okay, so basically then what we started doing is we were trying to find a tool that would help us with communication automation so we can respond quickly, display multiple listings across on one screen, control the cleanings, and plan and manage resources like maintenance teams, deep cleans versus steam cleans, depending on what we needed at what time. It was chaos for a while there. And so, but then the beauty of iGMS was that it started off as this is what I was looking for. And then I ended up getting so much more out of the product. Because, I, like all short-term rental operators, basically you sit up late one night and you're trying to find a solution specifically for all of the things that you're trying to do on a regular basis, like these things here. And I wanted something I was searching for basic things that was cost effective and a pricing model that made sense for a developing country economy. And I looked at the usual suspects, Lodgify, Knightsbridge, all of those. And what I liked about iGMS specifically was also the flat fee model. So, okay, next, okay. So also in the last 2 years with the help of iGMS, taking a daunting load of variety of elements to this business off of my plate, my little Airbnb side hustle business grew from 10 listings to 25 listings. And it's actually like another team member in Weaverbird, and I categorically could not have grown my business that much without it. Here is an example of a unified inbox for managing guest communication and inquiries really fast. So these are the sort of templates, and you can sort of select them, you can automate them, you can have them as manual if you want to control it. So like, for example, if a guest asks for late checkout, you're not going to tell everybody about late checkout, but the ones that do ask, then you can send. We have water restrictions because we have natural resource limitations. So I want every guest to understand the water restrictions in the city of which they're checking into. So that's an automatic, it sends out as soon as you book the apartment. When you check in, for example, what's the number one question that you guys get from guests that as soon as they arrive? What's the Wi-Fi password? So check-in is at 3 p.m. At 3 p.m. every day that someone arrives, they get the Wi-Fi password. Hey guys, just wanted to remind you, Wi-Fi password is this. Enjoy your stay. And they're like, great, done. So it's just such an easy way to automate an aspect of host communications that takes such pressure off of your time and your business. Also, we use iGMS daily for things like housekeeping scheduling, of course, pricing management, of course, guest communications and house communications. And so I'm gonna move to the next one here. So multi-calendar showing all the listings was a huge time saver. So this is my screen, by the way. This isn't just like, from the website. So this is like real stuff. And if you guys want to see like actual wireframe of everything going on, please, anytime, I'm happy to share. We can have a look. So another thing that we needed to do was see the gaps where we had, you can't, okay, like right there. So I'm like, okay, what we need to do is block out this date or change the price on this one, schedule, and seeing this sort of thing, I'm like, you know what, I'm actually not gonna, I've got a late checkout that day, and so they're gonna be there, and then I could make the choice, we're gonna do a deep clean there that day, or we're gonna do a steam clean when we need 24 to 48 hours for the place to dry. So being able to see the gaps and make a plan for them, because it's not necessarily, you want the bookings for it, of course you do, but you need to be able to manage the downtime just as effectively, and iGMS as a calendar tool helped us to be able to plan our housekeeping schedules as well. And of course it seems like it's an obvious thing, but when you're in the weeds, you don't think about it. You're just like heads and beds. So that was another thing. Also, the biggest thing for me with the software is that I've been able to step back from the day-to-day, and I know that my team has all the tools and information that they need to run efficiently at their fingertips with iGMS. And by being able to take a step back, I'm able to focus my time on business development and improving things within the business and finding other opportunities, coming here to meet you awesome guys, all of that sort of stuff. I don't need to worry so much because I've got iGMS, and so does everyone else in the team. Also, it's so empowering as a business owner to be able to have a single screen view of all your bookings. I was struggling with visualizing the business. I just couldn't get past it from a physical sense of listings and properties into a data analytics sense. I was struggling with that because the Airbnb calendars and the multi-listings now they have a multi-calendar. 2 years ago they didn't for pro hosts. And so I felt like I didn't understand data that I needed. And then after that I could. You're also not digging around for revenue info. You can do reports, you can quickly scroll. It's 3 clicks for me to see what the monthly report revenue is for a unit. 3 clicks, boom, tells me right there. It was so difficult to get that information.
Just the revenue report, like you check in on the last day of the month, so he's there 8 days, does it like prorate the revenue?
It doesn't. What it does is overlaps the booking, so it actually ends up appearing in 2. So it is a bit of a bug, but I know they're also fixing on that. So
none of them,
yeah, that's the other thing is that was, and I've got friends that use other channels, and that was something that they're like, you can't escape that. That's just the way it is. And that's fine. And so you just kind of do the sums in your head and you look at the dates and you say, oh, wait a second, I see that one actually checked in on June 30th and it's still on July. So it's very easy to quickly calculate it in your head. So I don't find it as a struggle or a speed bump, if that's the question. So the other thing was, and like, for example, how many cleans do we have on Friday? Like, okay, we've got 4, 2, 5, 2. So then for staffing needs, if I need to get backup, then I can just see right here. I don't have to go scroll. It's right there. It's very easy. And it empowers you to be able to react to your business needs much faster. Okay, so just moving through. So another thing, cleaning tools. So if I need to communicate something to a housekeeper to say, hey guys, just want to remind you the owner's coming, please make sure the owner specific welcome pack is there. So when housekeeping arrives at the storage unit for dispatch, at 9 a.m., they can go through their iGMS and see what am I packing? How many queen sets? How many king sets? How many single sets? How many welcome packs? How many bags of coffee? How many towels, etc. And it puts all of it there, so they don't have to say, hey Shawn, I have a question. It's like, just go to work. And okay, so next thing.
Is that how they
Sorry? Hi Shawn, I have a question. No, they're fantastic. It would be more like, how many towels? Tell me now. Okay, so results that we've had. So our iGMS tools let us focus on what's important, taking care of the guests and improving the portfolio. We can also guarantee our owner clients a market competitive occupancy rate. I know Jasper, wherever he is, had sort of done research into Cape Town Airbnbs recently, and he worked with a client down there that had very low occupancy. I was like, how's that possible? So this is a tool that's given us a competitive edge in the marketplace for our city specific. And a lot of the other sort of small to medium sized teams in Cape Town or anywhere else in South Africa aren't using these tools because they're fearful of them. They're fearful of the cost. And because of this, we're able to be way more competitive. Another thing is that we are able to maintain Airbnb superhost status because we're providing super service. Things are automated. A guest is never struggling to get information from us because you're just never, oh, I'm driving right now, I have to, blah, blah, blah. It's never the case anymore. Half the time, the information is so automated, they're like, okay, is there any more information I need to know? And I'm like, no, you're fine. So the next thing, okay. So things that we love about iGMS. Our owner client features, we were talking about this earlier today. We can create a user account for owner to make their specific properties viewable and no one else, and they can also change dates, they can book their own dates out. It puts the onus on them to also participate in the process, and it's not just, I feel like coming on Tuesday, kick some people out. It's like, well, you're gonna miss that booking, are you sure? No, I'll keep it, just kidding. And it's especially handy for clients that have multiple properties with us. We have a couple of clients that have 3-4 listings with us, and they're able to also see which ones are doing better, which ones are making more money, which ones are more profitable, which ones have a higher occupancy rate, because occupancy rate and profits aren't always the same. So those sorts of things. So when I do approach them after 6 months and say, I think we might need to revisit this listing, because they say, yeah, I've been thinking that too, watching what was AirGMS, watching iGMS, I've been seeing it. It's like I've already preempted the conversation, which has been so powerful because they arrive at the same thoughts that I do. And so it makes them much more open to reinvestment and improving their properties, which has been a real game changer for us. Hive mind upgrades. So a few upgrades that have happened in the last while iGMS that I can personally attest to is the live chat window is so efficient and such a convenience. I don't need to email someone and wait in a helpline on a call and I don't need to do that anymore. How many people struggle calling Airbnb? And I don't have a toll-free number. I'm just like, okay, I'll wrap it up. So the live chat team at iGMS always gets back to me, and they have a really strong infrastructure internally. I tend to see their reply messages verifying that they fixed whatever my problem was, and they're just double checking that everything is 100%. It's never, oh, well, the excuses are this. I'm like, this is a bug. I need some assistance with this. And 2 hours later, hey, just wanted to let you know we fixed it. Are you happy? Is everything else good? It's incredible. If you want to test it, I'll show you right now. I'll say, hey guys, quick question. They'll reply 30 seconds later, hi Shawn, how's it going? It's like, I'm like, I wish some of my housekeepers were that responsive. It's an absolute breeze, and even though they're in completely different time zones, they're always attentive to us. Another thing is the flat fee structure. Each month your bill is based on your number of listings, so it pairs to how many listings you have the iGMS features turned on, and so if your listing comes offline or you add more, it's an automatic change. So the pace is fast, so we're happy, the risk is low, so we feel safe.
What is it per month?
It depends. Let me just scroll down to the thing. So 5 to 19 properties, it's $20 per property. 20 to 70 properties, it's $17 per property. But if you run 1 to 4 properties, you can use this product for absolutely free. And also, if you sign a commitment, I would encourage you to, I can put you in touch with the guy I made a deal with, because I'm like fully committed in, and I was able to negotiate a different rate. But at the same time, it's actually ends up being so cheap. It's like I don't even notice it anymore because the business just. So there's already enough percentage fluctuations. That's the other issue, is that if your business has a temporary slump, it's okay because iGMS pivots to your needs. So you're not locked into a lot of things because there's already enough percentage fluctuations in our economy naturally. It's one less scary monster for us to worry about, because I'm very risk averse to these things, and I was like, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. And I've got lots of notes here where we're talking about currency fluctuation, because it was actually really important to us, but it might be too technical and lengthy. But if you want to talk about currency fluctuations and how that can affect a channel manager, please see me. Another thing is the mobile app. Categorically, I would not pick a channel manager unless it had a mobile app. Absolutely not. I mean, no. Because also 90% of our work is done via our mobile devices, and iGMS having a dynamic app is the main reason we went with them, and we're very happy with their mobile capabilities. The other thing is the sales cycle that they sort of began with us and how we met them and how we got going with them. It was very similar to our approach to doing business, and so I felt like it truly evoked a sense of partnership, which was important to me. Canada. Like, who knew? I was like, what are they doing up there? I was like, Canada. Oh. Okay, so yeah. So just quickly want to move through this. So which leads me to the next space why we specifically chose and concluded with iGMS was that, I'll be fast, I promise. Okay. We felt like their approach was that they invested in our operation. The iGMS guys were like, look, we want you to grow. We want to invest in your business. So what kind of deal do we need to make this work? And that, to me, deal was done as soon as they said that. I'm like, great, we're in. Well, let's start talking numbers now. And it was a win-win for everybody, and that's exactly the kind of approach that I think short-term rentals and Airbnb business model naturally has in the sharing economy. So it just made sense. And also, I felt like these guys understand the STR business because they started like that and scaled the software that their own STR company was using themselves. So they have the same problems that we're having. They understand everything that we are going through as operators. And also, it didn't feel like some Silicon Valley bro that's trying to sell me a product that they don't even use themselves. That was a big thing. As I started speaking to other software companies, I was like, bro. I just can't. Yeah. So they do have a deeper understanding of the STR industry and symbiotic partnership, because as I was saying, part of our thing is we want to have an ethical and sustainable business model, and I needed a partnership with a service provider, not just take my money, give me your things, thanks, bye. And so the same way that we pursue clients is how they were pursuing us. And the sales and service team they're super responsive. The customer experience team, like I said, I can just do it right now, like 30 seconds, and that will be a delay. They're so responsive, they're so friendly, they're so willing and eager to help you solve your problems.
That's what they're doing up there, they're waiting for you to...
That's what they're doing up there. Now I get it. Canada's great, you guys. Okay, so, and also, this was a sort of a moment in my business 2 years ago where it was my investment into Weaverbird. I thought, okay, I can keep doing this and keep following the same playbook, or I can take the plunge, start spending money on this. And this was the first form of real money that I started spending, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but I had no overhead costs in this sense before. Nothing. It was basic, which was super profitable, but I just wasn't growing. So this was an easy step to take. So if you're fearful, I know not you guys here, but if you know someone that's fearful of taking that next step in their business, this was a very small and effective one. So that was all I was prepared to do.
How long did it take you to onboard?
Like a minute. Like a minute. It was so fast. I was like, no, something's wrong. And they're like, yeah, you're done. I'm like, are you sure? Ladies, are you sure? On like the live chat, and they're like, hey, Shawn, how's it going? Everything looks great. I'm like, this is so fast. I mean, I'm used to waiting like 6 days for something in Africa. So this is like the speed and pace of the mobile app. It's and the platform itself. It's actually overwhelming how fast and efficient it is. Also, I just want to also add on this sorry? No, that's the best part. Like I paid for my ticket for attendance, and they paid for my flight out here. I wouldn't have been able to afford to do this without their offering to do this. And like I said, I've been a paying client for 2 years, and I'll continue to be a paying client, and I'm very happy with it. And there's a referral program for it. I don't even do it. I probably should. I'm just like, you need help? I'll come help you. Come over here. So that's how much I really care about this platform, because it's small and medium-sized business friendly, and it's not this big scary investment, the over thing that you've got to do. So just the last few things I want to just also mention, which I think this one's really important to us, because remember also we're trying to build a sustainable business model. The culture of evolution and education at iGMS is something I truly believe in. They are constantly educating their users. They're starting more webinars now. Their newsletter alone, and you know these corporate newsletters that are just like, oh, it's like your new sales, delete. I think the iGMS newsletter is the only one I actually read. And I end up sending it to my housekeepers even, and they read it too. They're like, oh, I hadn't thought about it like that. It's such a valuable, I'm like, our monthly training for the staff and for everyone else is just done by iGMS now, newsletters. There you go. That's it. Great session, guys. Done. And so they also improve their features all of the time. For example, the task management tool that's in the toolbar, which I can show you guys now, or later if you're interested, it's being upgraded now. And that's exactly what I love about this, is that's exactly the choice of improvement I would make. How do I know this? Because I sent them a suggestion, hey, you know this task management tool, I feel like there could be more on this, or there could be more in-depth abilities with it. And they're like, oh, funny you say that, we're performing it now. I'm like, so I constantly find myself saying, I would have made the same choice. Excellent. Okay, so last bits. So just to sign off, I just would like to say iGMS is a great option to explore and expand your business as well as optimizing it. Looking back, I feel like I should have taken the step to this software much sooner. So the only regret I do have is that I didn't do it sooner, because I was very scared of creating a huge overhead cost for software. I'd never really done that before in a business. I'm not a subscription guy. Where's Anton? I'm like delete, I'm subscribed. So, and in addition, so I'm available able to talk about this. If anyone is interested, I'm here this whole time. And like I said, I'm happy to show you Weaverbird's interface so you can see how it actually works in real time. And anyone else, if you'd like to email me, you can at Shawn@weaverbird.rent. I'm happy to answer questions about it even after the summit here. And just to sum it up, Weaverbird is a lean business. We were talking about small businesses the other day, and I realized I shouldn't call myself a small business. I should call myself a lean business. So we're a lean business, and we are in an emerging, highly volatile market. Africa is not stable in a lot of ways, especially economically. Things go up and down. Like I said, the currency fluctuations. All we need is a terrorist attack, and then people cancel their bookings to Kenya. We need a drought. No one's coming to Cape Town. All these things happen. We are very worried about the month to month in a lot of ways. So this sort of software freed up a lot of that worry and anxiety for us. And I didn't think I could afford this kind of tool for my business, but after using the software as an actual customer, I actually don't know how I could ever afford to not. So that's all I want to say. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
awesome.